Oh, M4 up against Blacklist. They wanted to prove that they can beat Blacklist without banning the Estes. Okay, let's talk about the grand finals. Because for me, it looked like for a bit they already improved. Like they improved a lot from the first upper bracket finals against RRQ. In their match against GeekFam, you definitely saw that. And the improvement was the realization of what their identity is, what made them super strong in the regular season, which I really like. That will still be a problem for them in the international stage, to be fair, but I'm glad that they identified it already.
Right.
You need to play for Dyron and Edoc. I think even before the season started, I remember saying if RQ do well this season, it's all going to be Dyron Edoc. And it is Dyron Edoc. I don't know why they're more concerned. Now, again, I don't know if this is really true, but this is just my assumption. Face value from a caster analyst point of view. Why is it that RRQ are more concerned about proving people wrong over winning the championship? When they were, last season, when they were called Skylar centric, when they were called Skylar eSports, they were more concerned about, okay, let's carry through other lanes. Sutsujin, let's give you carries. This guy, let's give you carries. Let's play around the other players. We're not Skylar eSports. They ended up losing to TLID, who were the more complete team. Now, against Onic, the more complete team, again, they, instead of playing towards their strengths, went back and basically, I don't know, for me, it felt like they were thinking, how do we shut the doubters up? It's not about shutting doubters up through playing, okay? Like, it's not through not playing to your strengths. You don't shut the doubters up through trying to prove people wrong. You prove people wrong by winning. That's, I think, the number one thing. Why do we still see, after fucking 6 games, in the 6 games that they played in the grand finals before game 7, tell me who was the main carry for most of them? Edoc, Dyron. Like, Toy was consistent. Don't get me wrong. Toy was amazing. But you need the playmakers.
He was also consistently on the Granger, by the way.
Yeah,
so there's that.
But still, Toy wasn't bad, okay? I'm not saying the other members are bad. Actually, maybe Sutsujin and Rins were a bit like, Rins low, Sutsujin here, mid, and then Toy was like pretty good. Dyron and Edoc were like high level. So when the two guys, Dyron and Edoc gets Kalea, oh my lord, a stomp. Dyron gets Phobius, oh my lord, a stomp. And then game 7, they were like, let's pick Baksha. I like it because, hey, Sutsujin on Baksha is amazing. But then they picked the last two picks of the blue side on RRQ game 7 were the 2 worst picks for RRQ. I'm not saying worse as in non-meta. I'm saying worse as in it clearly shows that they are not playing with their strengths. They picked Haya and Gatot. Not only did they pick Haya, they put Edoc on a fucking Gatot Kacha, my boy. Or was it Dyron on Gatot Kacha? Anyways, Gatot and...
Dyron was on Baksha, I think.
Whatever, but like Baksha and Gatot on Dyron and Edoc, you know? That's not how you win for RRQ. I don't know how we can stress this more, because I think we've been saying this for the longest time.
I mean, it was already apparent since last season.
Yeah, and I gotta say, the pattern, Arashi, for RRQ has been like this forever. This is the history of RRQ.
All the way to M1.
M1, they want to prove that they can win without Harith. They ended up losing to EVOS. MSC 2022 was just kind of, well, they didn't hit the base. That was different. But then MPL... Oh, M4 up against Blacklist. They wanted to prove that they can beat Blacklist without banning the Estes. And then last season, they wanted to prove that they are not Skylar centric. This season, they wanted to prove that we're not just playing for Dyron Edoc. Bro, it's okay to have glaring weaknesses, glaring strengths. Play with your strengths. Don't be scared of it, man.
Yeah, we were with Midnight, right, for this playoffs, and he was giving us a perspective of a coach, because we were asking him about it, and he was saying, like, you know, your players, no matter how good your players are, if you want to talk about Onic, RRQ, Onic PH, whatever, every single player and every single team has a strong suit. And there is really nothing wrong with leaning into it, provided it works. Provided it's not like you're not like a single strat merchant. You know what I mean? As long as you can't get easily countered, you have alternatives that are still pretty good. There's nothing wrong with like chasing that golden ticket that will get you to win games. He was making a case for, like, let's say Onic PH even. Like they're really good with like playing for their jungle. Obviously King Kong and Kelra, right? Obviously. So fuck it. Like they never really like, draft to, hardcore use Kirk as a carry, for instance, or like use Brusko as like the main carry. Mm-hmm. I mean, they're all really good. Don't get me wrong, but it's very clear that they know we have a top tier, arguably the best gold in the world, arguably one of the best junglers in the world right now. Why not play for them, and it's working.
Yeah.
You know,
Even in the grand finals when they lost, it became like for me a good loss because it came down to individual skill. You know,
Yeah.
like King Kong got Ling, Kelra got Harith. At least they were playing to their strengths. They just got beaten by the better team.
Joe, he's making a point on like coaches needing to know that like having to understand their players, but also knowing how to develop them even more. Because rounding them out is one thing that's always good, right? But if they're not there yet, you know, there's no point in forcing them to try and do some things differently when this is like their go-to. You're gonna end up watering down the strong suit and then having a subpar other strat anyways, right? I think a big example we can draw in real life comparison would be like Ronda Rousey. For all of you MMA people out there, Ronda Rousey is she's like a, you know, submission person. And her coach, she had a coach that was going like, oh, dude, you're the best boxer in the world. You can strike against any man. You can beat Mayweather. As an example, she ended up having shit grappling and shit striking, and then she just starts losing. So, point is, strong suits are fine, are completely okay, you know. And if you want to round out your round out or even try out different strats, that's fine. But especially for the final game of the grand finals, dude, I feel like even if you wanted to, even if you really felt it's possible, like let's say in scrims, Suitsujin has been destroying everyone, absolutely everyone. Considering how the games have been going, and considering it's a final game, and what has been working is Dairon Edok as predicted, just go for it. Go for it, and then like next time, right? At EWC, bring out the Hayabusa, bring out the Assassins. I don't see the reason why you have to hinge so much on the final game, you know, when everything matters. That's crazy.
You got time to develop. You got time to progress. These players are still very young. Edok and Rins and Toy, Edok and Rins have only played one season. This is his first season. You know, it's already impressive what they have done. It's amazing. And that's why we have a lot of criticism to say about RRQ, because me personally, I'm not an RRQ fan, but I'm a fucking Kescute fan. I love Kescute, NMM. Those are my goats. And hey, I'm a big fan of Dairon too, all the way from Rebellion days. So I want RRQ to do well. Yeah, Onic won. But here, I want to say this too. This is a message to Rins. Okay, personal message to Rins. Rins, you're an amazing player, bro. I'm not even joking, all right? Like, a lot of people will obviously shit on you for the panic moments, blah, blah, in the playoffs, grand finals, but you're an amazing player. I know you're an amazing player. I know you're a shot caller. You're an amazing shot caller, too. And this is why you have to stop trying to prove that you are better than someone else. I feel like in the grand finals, he was playing with a chip on his shoulder, you know, something that kept on in his head that was like, prove you're better than Sanz. Prove you are Sanz. Prove you can beat him. Because he was constantly making these plays where it's like, oh, I want to get a solo kill on Sanz. I want to show the world that I...
Feather strike duel.
Exactly. When the turtle was free to take for them, you know, when he could have just taken the... You said this. Valentina, he already pushed Sanz away. Sanz was low. He should have just backed away, got turtle, and played it safe. But he wanted to prove that, like, oh, I am better. Rins, you don't need to prove to anyone that you're better than anyone. That will come with with discipline. That will come with winning. Like, even if you're individually worse, you make up for it for, like, the leadership you bring to the table. You don't need to be Sanz. You're Rins. You know? So, like, I really hope for the RRQ players, they don't try to, like, put this image in or put this idea behind their head or in their head that they need to be better than like the Onic players. They need to be better because like they can be better in their own ways, you know? You don't need to be
strong suit.
Exactly. You don't need to be as mechanically God-given as Kai, as Sanz, as you know, these fucking Onic ridiculous players. But yeah, we love you, RRQ. Hopefully you guys can come back. Hopefully MSC, you guys, you know, improve because we want to see Indo both, not just Onic, but Onic and RRQ, and fuck, please BTR.